Annie is an orphan in an orphanage, and she tries to run away, but then she gets caught. And then one day, Oliver Warbucks and Grace come to take her, but adopt her. And then she gets to experience the rich kind of feeling. And then they decide that they like her that much they want to keep her.
Honestly, I just couldn't stop smiling all day. It was kind of surreal because I didn't know that I was gonna get it, and it felt very it gave me a sense of accomplishment almost, and it was very I don't even know how to describe it. It just made me feel so happy and just smiley all day. It was just it was such an amazing experience. I've done theater all 3 years here at Stacy. I was middle Elsa in the first show we did, Frozen. I was Kelsey in High School Musical, and this year I am Annie. I've done a few workshops with MPAC, Milford Performing Arts Center, before, but other than that, I wasn't in any other shows. But after this, I would like to continue pursuing it in high school, and like to join MPAC and be a part of their shows as well.
So my character in Annie is Oliver Warbucks, and he is a multi-billionaire who is very grumpy and old and lonely. So his secretary, Grace Farrell, ends up coming with an idea to adopt an orphan so his social status, his outlook will change. And he ends up doing this usually just for the outlook and how people will be like, oh wow, he has a kid, he's so kind and respectful. But he ends up falling in love with Annie and ends up adopting her and living with her and treating her like his own daughter. I was very surprised when I saw the cast list, and I was like, me? Oliver Warbucks? There's no way. It took me a long time to learn how the character works because me personally, I'm very bubbly, I'm very static, I can't stop moving. Oliver Warbucks is the complete opposite of that.
And we picked Annie this year because there were so many individual named parts. I think it's 32 parts. So a lot of kids can, even if it's just one small line, they can get a part, and that's exciting for them. So that's the main reason why we picked it. It's actually been great. The kids are doing a fantastic job. A lot of them came in after the first rehearsal already knowing the music, which was huge, and then just putting the dancing and the choreography together, just really fallen into place, and I'm really proud of them.
So my character is Sandy, and I'm the dog, and it's actually a really fun experience because I get to be creative with my role, and it's not a strict part role where you have to do very specific things. You can kind of just be yourself and just be creative. I get to bark with Annie, and I get to jump through a hula hoop at the end of the show. My favorite part is probably the finale, because that's when you get to see all the characters together, and it's a lot of fun.
So Miss Hanigan is typically, I would say, the more sassy character. She is in the movies portrayed as the villain, but I personally like to portray her as almost the comedic relief. And throughout this show, it's set in the 1930s, and so the Great Depression is going on. It's kind of sad, and I believe her and a couple of other characters are supposed to bring the light and the funniness to the show. Based on the characters that I've played in the past, I felt like Miss Hanigan would fit my personality, and growing up, Annie was my favorite movie. I knew all the words, and so Miss Hanigan actually was my favorite growing up, and so it was a dream when I saw the cast list come out and that I got to play her. I would say my favorite moment in the show is probably Little Girls, just because I think it's able, not only is it a solo, it's able to kind of portray Miss Hanigan and really show how oh my gosh, she really does not like her life. And I kind of there's this part where I just get to go insane and basically just start screaming and yelling, and yeah, it's really fun.
It's a really fun show, and it's a really fun experience, and we put a lot of effort into the show, and we've learned a lot of stuff, and it's you should come support our school and our show.